Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.
Hello and welcome to NirmalBang, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nirmal. We have with us Kunal Shah, Head of Commodities Research, joining in. Kunal, welcome to the show. Let's start with the dollar index. From here on, what's the situation that you see with regards to where the dollar index is concerned? Because clearly, if you go to see, it's not gone beyond that 95 level. It's again started to recede from there. What's the kind of trend that you're picking up?
Yeah. So first of all, from this weekend we'll do the regular show. So there will not be hopefully any interruption. Uh, uh, Regarding dollar index, the view on dollar index is definitely on the weaker side. See what is happening basically in 2009. We had a stimulus from US worth $700 billion. Okay, this time in last 1 year, the total stimulus from US itself is $7 trillion. So that is 10 times size of what it was given in 2009 crisis. So much money being printed by US. So what is the fundamental of dollar? So when you say dollar index is going to weaken, it is going to weaken against which currencies? So if you see a currency like euro, they are doing much worse than dollar. But broadly speaking, with the basket of currencies, dollar index is going to weaken. So dollar index is a combination of six currencies. So when we talk about dollar, you say generally dollar against euro, dollar against yen. So dollar is definitely going to weaken against yen. Dollar is definitely going to weaken against Great Britain pound. So most of the currencies except euro, dollar is going to weaken significantly. So the fundamental of dollar index going forward is weak, weak, weak. No matter whatever spike you see, today it is 92.40. It can go to 92, 60, 70. It will again go down. So the fundamentals are weak for the dollar.
Right. With this, if you see in terms of gold and silver as well, there is some bit of correction that did come in today's session. Uh, Second consecutive session where we've seen a fall coming in on gold and silver. Are you expecting this downtick to continue?
No, not at all. So last Monday, I clearly did webinar even with the COVID, and I clearly told everyone that this is the buying opportunity. From that levels, gold is 1500 rupees up, silver is 3000 rupees up. Now from this moment onwards also, there are new triggers for gold to go up, and I will discuss this in the webinar. And looks very bullish to me. I'm expecting gold prices to move up by 80 to $100 in a matter of next 1 month. So everyone attending this webinar, do not miss this opportunity to go long and make money out of gold and silver. Reason number one, there are three developments on the geopolitical front took place. The first development today morning was US gave warning to China regarding Taiwan. So there is geopolitical conflict happening between China and Taiwan, and US getting involved in it is now getting very high. Now the second trigger which came, that was also yesterday night at Iran. There was a nuclear accident in one of the nuclear power plants, and they said that it was a terrorist attack. And so there is a uh, good probability that going forward, Israel and Iran may indulge into geopolitical conflict. And the third one, which is taking place in Ukraine. So Russia is trying to invade Ukraine,
Hmm.
and now this makes three geopolitical events going on
Well,
together right now across the world. So it should have premium of 40 $50 conservatively in gold. And looking at the way coronavirus, the second double mutant crisis going on across the world, not just in India. You see what's happening in Mumbai, in Delhi, and in South America, in Mexico, in Chile, in Peru. Most of these countries are facing that another mutation, the strong mutation variant of COVID crisis. So what does this mean? It means that this COVID is not going to vanish from the world anytime soon. It is going to stay in the globe. It is we have to live with this, and this is going to lead to a slower growth. So earlier, all the IMF, World Bank was saying that entire global economy would recover faster. I think in 3 months they will change this growth forecast to further downward revision. We are not going to grow that rapidly. The last 6 months have been very good, But next 6 months are going to be very challenging with the way COVID-19 crisis is unfolding right now, not just in our country, but in many parts of the world. And I think this is going to lead to slower growth. Slower growth means the money is going to get diverted into the safe haven instrument,
Hmm.
which are the best two safe haven instruments: gold, silver, and Bitcoin, the
Hmm. Hmm.
cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrencies are already rallied. Gold have corrected from $2,100 to $1,740. So from here, gold to shoot up from 1750 to 1850, it is very bright. The chances are very bright that gold is going to shoot up further. So this is the best time to go long in gold, silver. This is the best time where each and everyone attending this webinar should tell their clients, should tell their prospective clients, should tell existing clients, or the clients who are especially having short position in gold, exit from short, go long, and
Hmm.
you are going to see a rally of at least $100 in a matter of 1 month.
Wow.
So I'm very vocal, very clear. I generally don't give any diplomatic view. Either I will go wrong, I will go right. But this time I'm giving you very clear view. Everyone attending should have a gold long position with you,
Hmm.
and you are not going to repent on it.
Right. And will the trend be similar for base metals as well? Because this morning again there is some bit of weakness. So would you advise buying on correction?
Yeah, so in base metal, there are some developments which have taken place in China, and Chinese government are worried about. They have made it vocal on their state radio that they are vocal about the higher prices, raw material prices, affecting the profitability of a lot of companies. So they may release the stockpiles. So I think the upside in near terms in base metals can be restricted because of this news, but we are not very bearish because of the supply side. The supply side issue is going to continue for next 3 4 6 months, and the
Hmm.
way I'm explaining what is happening on the geopolitical front, that is bearish for dollar. I'm expecting some correction. Already copper prices were down, nickel prices have already corrected by 70 80 rupees. So I'm expecting nickel to again go down to 1210
Hmm.
1215. Copper can again, you can go short around 690 and expect it to go down to 682. Those kind of correction what you are going to see in base metals, but not very bearish on base metals.
Right. And very lastly, Kunal, with regards to crude as well, that has been juggling between tightness in markets as well as the demand concerns that we could be facing amid the spike in COVID cases that is triggering lockdowns across. What do you think crude could be doing from here on? Because clearly, the decision by OPEC countries and their allies to raise supply gradually in the coming months, as well as the prospect of higher supply from Iran amid efforts to ease the US Iran tensions, there is a rise in terms of US crude oil rig counts as well. If you have to take into consideration what we saw in April 2020. So, all of these factors, how do you think will weigh on crude prices?
Yeah, very good question. And the point which you mentioned, that if the US Iran issue gets solved, there'll be another 1 to 1.5 million barrels of oil which will come from Iran into
Hmm.
the market. And that is bearish. But I said at the start of the webinar, there is a geopolitical conflict going on in the Middle East, in Asia, everywhere you see this tension between Russia. So I think this can lead to spurt in oil prices, not because of the fundamental. So do not aggressively go short in crude oil.
Correct.
4460 levels to go long, 453040 book profits. And then you see, whenever you see this news of Iran and US having some positive talks, and there is a possibility of some resolution between them, some agreement between them, then oil will crash. Otherwise, this geopolitical news will support prices of oil, and it should lead to some spike in oil prices.
And Kunal, there's a question coming in from Anup. Your view with regards to rupee dollar, and if we can start accumulating gold and silver from now onwards.
First, regarding gold silver, Anup, yes, I told clearly this is the best time to go long in gold silver. Very simple, geopolitical premium has to be there in the prices. People are really afraid to go long in gold. Physical market, the demand is lackluster, so people or everyone is afraid. But it happened last year also when the physical demand of gold was not there. There was a lockdown, and gold prices shot up by $200. So this has nothing to do with the physical demand. It has everything to do with the demand, investment demand. When investment demand will come, when people will invest in gold. People invest in gold when there is a fear. People invest in gold when they see that the equity market. So for example, equity market across the globe, the valuations are too high, but if the growth doesn't come the way people are expecting, then obviously people are going to see. Today we saw Nifty going down by 500 points. So the safety right now is in gold. You must have gold, Anup. And even if if you didn't go long last week and you are already up by 1500 rupees, don't worry, you are going to see another 1000 rupees upside in gold. So I'm very bullish on gold, and I'm recommending everyone to go long. Now regarding Indian rupee, so what is happening in India is unexpected. I mean, I myself was admitted to hospital for COVID, and the scene what I saw in last 15 days is, this is something, we are at the outbreak of major health crisis. So every day people are not getting bed. People are really worried when they get COVID whether they are going to be cured. There is an absolute chaos in our country. So in such kind of scenario, until this number of cases get controlled, we are not going to see stronger growth, and hence rupee has to respond, because the fiscal deficit in the budget, the government is on a spending spree, and if the growth is not coming, then it is a worry. So that is why Indian rupee is weakening, and that's why we are witnessing this kind of weakness. I think it can continue for a day or two. I think 75-80% of the bearish fundamentals are already priced in. From 73 to 75 we've already seen. So 75 spot can test 75.50 maximum. From there I would review my view, but for going trading, I think you should go long BTST.
Right. So that's the view coming in overall as well. Thank you, Kunal, so much for joining us on the show, and thank you, participants, as well.